CERBERUS eSports clinching the win just moments ago. And now a minimum of, at the very least, another 3 games to play out. The series have been put into a draw. It's going to be a little bit more of a advancement coming in from draw. There's not been able to land the taunt over onto Duck B. It's got to be really careful, especially when Genza is just playing so offensively forward. All these auto attacks will eventually chime in, and Demon Kite brings in exhaust just to always keep them at bay. Extremely vital, but this 1v1.
Oh, Chammy. It does have the Mortal Steel up right now. Barrier expired for Y1, and Chammy also used one of his sums. Both of them used their barrier. Actually, first blood happening down bot. Draw ends up going down. They wanted Genza, but they will not get it.
Match will get it with the Ignite, where Genza has been able to poke and prod. Demon Kite not being allowed to flash away just in time. A little bit of overcommitment being displayed. Chammy will slowly miss the window for the opportunity to pick off this Jax. The more that time goes by, so he's hoping to find that solo kill. And here comes Draw. I think he's already been spotted out. The ward has been placed deeper over the top side of Brush.
The backup is coming in as well. Meliodas is in the river, and BMM is tailing him. He's following him very closely behind. Chammy now gone on. Y1 does have the counter-strike flashes onto him. Chammy just dodges that with his Soul Unbound. And that's the flash out of Y1. Now NGX can go for the collapse. Y1, can he find a way out? Right into a taunt. And it's a perfectly orchestrated kill for Chammy.
Yeah, they managed to make the cut in time, where you also see movements coming from Melodius as well as Genza. Flashes forward, misses the window as they manage to pull that recall. A little bit hasty coming in from Genza. I think like it shouldn't be ever the case that that will have ever been a catch. Now let's look at this replay once more, what we've just missed out on.
Yeah, just an Ignite that finish off draw. With the typical tussle in the bottom lane, and of course Y1 baited in. The binding misses, but there's a taunt and an easy knockup. Chammy receives assistance once more, and this time Draw gets the kill.
And that is how you handle Jax in the early game before he even gets to that moment to actually activate. And they're just piling on members just to secure a little bit more plating, but with Melody this round, that won't happen at all. Duck B just holding over the bottom side, just trading waves with Demon Kite. But I would say that is considered a win for Demon Kite, where he will need the most amount of gold here to work his magic. As time stands still, we have Y1 playing on the knife's edge to even get these waves to be stalled out.
If they killed him one more time, I think that's going to be a big problem, but Chammy misses his ult, and there was an arrow on the way from Genza, so that also stopped any sort of follow-up from the side of NGX. But they did take a long time trying to continuously make Y1's life miserable. Meliodas will now just take initiative and take away that blue buff in that bottom side. He also has a ward. Joshi might be in danger.
It's interesting to see that BMM starts off here with the Serpent's Fang. Relatively valuable option, I would say, giving him a little bit more of burst of damage, some cooldowns to work with as well. Most importantly, to cut some of all these shielding coming in from Aaron on this matchup, which usually you see Riven limp away with a few slither HP bars left. That will easily help him out when he does channel through that death mark. So 5 seconds to the objectives. Draw. Having a little bit of that trade-off there. It's Chammy opting to find that pick against Genza.
Should be able to get this. This is so easy. Genza just flashed on by Draw. What a good pixel flash. NGX once more in the early game, just finding these kills on the core players of CES. Objectives can spawn right now. Good news is And once Genza comes back, he will have the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and it's going to be a Shadow Flash right onto Joshi. Heroic Entrance is going to help him. Exhaust also mitigating some of that damage from the Zed. As Draw now gets the taunt off, as Meliodas goes right in, but still finishes off Joshi. A double kill for this Lee Sin.
He's got no mana.
Demon Kai doesn't have much to work with, but Chammy just comes right in. The big hero, forcing a flash right into the arrow. Genza predicts this perfectly. And BMM now gets the kill. Genza flashes forward, forcing Demon Kai to use his own flash. And CES, to blood, sweat, and tears, stop this Rift Herald from being taken away.
It's just so crazy how Cerberus Esports managed that fight. They know that this Galio won't be able to affect them without having that flash to make plays possible. And they just went in for that chase. Not even allowing NIGMA Galaxy to fall through. And they just chip health bars after health bars to secure this Rift Herald. But it doesn't really stop NIGMA Galaxy from getting this dragon though. It's like that. They are going to be having a really early release on that Rift Herald over mid lane.
Chammy just solo killed BMM. This Rift Herald is not going to get a charge off.
It does.
At the last second, it actually does.
And
just a bit more of damage, and CES would have wasted that Rift Herald.
BMM hasn't had the cleanest game record on the Zed throughout the series. Arrow.
Joshi puts the Black Shield onto Aaron just in case, and he's willingly going to tank the turret shots. CES just couldn't really follow up with anything, and in game 1 and 2 we saw Aaron's Yone getting the lead, but this time it's Chammy's Yone who is having a good time.
Very premium, proper defense coming out of Cerberus Esports middle of the Idis. Going really deep into the jungle.
Almost clipped by the taunt. Death Mark you as well. Chammy with the ultimate doesn't connect with Meliodas, and both CES players are just playing ring around the rosy. But they will end up losing Meliodas, and Chammy finds himself in danger. I don't think W has the damage though. He does have the Spirit Fire nuke. Ignites onto Chammy, forcing the barrier out. And Chammy escapes with literally 1 HP.
Oh, that was so dangerous. Just with the presence of this Nasus and the Spirit Fire, that was pretty much good enough. We did see a pick onto Y1 though. Oh, great Black Shield. Aaron survives.
Yeah, very crucial one as well. NGX not able to get any turret out of these moves, and that's something that CES will be very happy with. Considering the fact that Demon Kai is on the Ziggs, you should be expecting NGX to get the siege going, but CES have been relentlessly shoving in these waves. Making sure that even if NGX gets those picks, they not only have to work for it, but they might also have to consider recalling due to those low HP bars.
We'll expect Cerberus Esports to continue to have more priority on the Rift Herald, as they have seen, I think, Galaxy struggle to even get the siege happening, while they will pile a little bit more pressure onto the bottom lane, looking for a turret of their own. The rest of Cerberus Esports will have to give way. But take a look at the top side though. BMM continues to shove. This can only be attended by Demon Kai by dropping a Mega from bomb, but he's all alone over the mid side. 2 turrets to defend. Cerberus Esports can get either or.
Cerberus Esports so far really just trying to open up the map a bit, but unfortunately the D push, the wave clear from NGX is a bit too much at this point of time, so that mid turret will barely be holding on. Very minor goal lead for NGX, just 1,000.
It's just so interesting to see how Cerberus Esports actually built in many of all these instances of the game. And they have so much confidence that Genza should be able to survive, that he has built himself a Meteor Enchant. If he does get those Enchanted Crystal Arrow from a really long range. Keep in mind, Meteor Enchant does have quite the distance of coverage as well, where you could basically ensure that there's amplified damage on whoever he gets hit with the arrow. Something that we don't really see all too much of, as the performance meter of Snapdragon Gaming keeps on increasing throughout the playoffs.
I think I just saw Chammy purchase the QSS just for the Ash Arrow. He has been dancing with Death a couple of times. Okay, so it's just an aura boot side. I was wondering if he did go for it. And CES have been trying to make moves onto Chammy, but so far, to no avail. The next Rift Herald is going to be important, especially for NGX. And you can see that Chammy, he's already fishing for some sort of lead. As long as that Black Shield is online, it's going to be a bit hard for CS to stop them. They get the arrow onto draw, chunking him down to 50% health. But what does CS have left? It seems like there's not really much that they can do to contest this with Pharaoh. BMM and Duckby, they're just going to walk in the mid enchant, chunking the health of Chammy just by a bit, but he has the double stack on the Mortal Steel. Going forward, looking for the Fate Seal, but it's just to zone out the members of CES as they secure the Herald.
It's more than good enough, but they have to attend to the tier 2 down bot, though this mid lane definitely will crumble up. And Chammy seemingly to be slightly late, but with recall coming in from Y1, this will be a negated in due course. Cerberus Esports just wanting this Jax to get as much resource as possible. It doesn't really matter for Jax to go 1-4 so long as he hit his late game power spike, where they will be looking for those big team fights. And Chammy on his own has also gotten himself significant success, just like how Aaron did. Trying to get a little bit more control over on the Ocean Drake, but the rest of Cerberus Esports should be able to regain a little bit more of a vision control being set up. Duckby have so much free space to move around.
Yeah, so much zoning potential in CS as well. You can see that Draw is trying to force himself into these open space. They want to take control, but CES will immediately pivot away. Get those waves shoved in.
Such strong vision game coming out of Cerberus Esports, not allowing NIGMA Galaxy to even find ways to actually get into the pit.
Arrow used in the mid lane, but there is a Black Shield again. As Joshi is so fast on the Black Shield finger. Aaron turns it around.
She's gonna recommit.
Get a bit of a poke, and of course flashes in from the draw, and they get a taunt on the two members. Tier 1 mid goes down. Face Seal connects onto one. Chammy forcing all the flashes out. Duckby will also walk away with his life. And GX, they've gotten what they come for.
No casualties, but there is going to be a turret here to be expended by NIGMA Galaxy just to get their hands onto this Ocean Drake. This is still not going to be in range, so Galaxy should be able to get this dealt with. But they can't afford to keep having Y1 to be left unattended, or else wherever NIGMA Galaxy came up with those sort of backdoor plans of their own will be met with Cerberus' side upsetting them instead.
And Leotis shows up, and once Chammy instantly safeguards into a kick, Chammy will try to buy some space with the soul unbound. Left, right, and center, the footsie from Chammy, so well done. And they will punish Meliodas for being a bit too aggressive. And now BMM next on the chopping block, slowed down by the Rylai's, but was able to use the shadow to get away. NGX have a bit of a window to work with.
And now they're hoping to have the rest of Cerberus Esports member to be baited into the top side of the river. Jungler down from Cerberus Esports, and they're still chasing in. Looking for a flank coming from Aaron. Arrow does land.
Just
not enough damage to actually get much done here.
Aaron flashes into a stun. Gets the key burst. Heroic Enter is going to follow through. Aaron goes golden. Genza knocked up, clipped by the edge of that ultimate, and goes down. The relentless pursuit of NIGMA Galaxy is just a bit too overwhelming. Meanwhile, on the side screen down there, Chammy, another solo kill into BMM.
They're going for it.
And NGX letting CS taste a bit of that poison that they delivered in Game 2, an administration that NGX will gladly give to CS. Meliodas, can he get something done? The golden trophy is waiting to be claimed, but none of them wants to go down. A binding on Meliodas, he will get away. But Aaron, he's jostling for that position. He's tempting Meliodas to get a bit greedy. NGX, they're gonna get this turret.
Just look at the micro precisions coming in from both Meliodas as well as all the members of NIGMA Galaxy. They just know the limit of their extension. Though NIGMA Galaxy have gotten the upper hand here, Cerberus Esports still trailing very closely, close to 2,000 plus goal that they will have to catch up to. But with those sort of team fight prowess that we've been able to spot, I think the bane of the build that comes in from Cerberus Esports is still that Meteor Enchantment, which we saw. It could have been upgraded to something else to have this Ash, to have a little bit more room for a safety net. But perhaps on the late game, he will be looking for a switch up. For a temporary measure, though, both side lanes have got Tammy as well as Y1 on the opposing end.
Aaron is 6-0-1 on this Riven. Sunderer, Black Cleaver, and Death Dance. Chammy also working towards this Infinity Edge as well. So these two solo laners from NGX are looking incredibly deadly at this point of time, with pretty much hit critical mass for NGX's cores. And even Demon Kite is deathless thus far.
Exactly that. And I think for the record of Aaron going on Riven, he has gotten a 100% win ratio, which brings Meliodas way too far forward.
And Meliodas took it like a fish being baited in by a fishing rod. Wants the gummy worm, and NGX, he dangled it in front of him. A carrot on a stick that CES fell for. Media and Chan used chunk the members of CES. No Meliodas for 35 seconds. Aaron finds the flank with that Blade of the Exile, and Draw joins in with a heroic entrance. Y1 needs to disengage. The binding misses from Joshi, but Aaron will follow up. And look at his Soul Shackle. Joshi keeping all of them in place. Dugby does not stand a chance. Joshi goes golden. BMM escapes with the shadows and outplays Joshi. Draw goes down. There's a lifeline for CES.
And the rest of NIGMA actually couldn't afford to follow up. Too much distance created. Not even Demon Kite can actually withstand that. Genza goes down.
And Jamie just kills two of them in a blink of an eye. That's the power of the Yone.
Wow. And just like that, NIGMA actually doubles the record of kills in comparison to CERBERUS Esports. But all hope is not lost just yet. We're going deeper into the late game. One more Drake before we get ourselves the Elder. And that's where we've seen CERBERUS Esports. They're really strong. They have the strong suit of having burst potential in a blink of an eye. And that was a fight without Meliodas. So on the pure 5v5 setting, there is a glimmer of hope left for the Vietnamese squad. While we see in this replay, having Meliodas absolutely caught out, but the chase didn't.
They caught him again?
Much. He flashes away. Great retreat coming in from Melly, but
very crucial that he lives right there.
Yeah, and now they're also calling in for Baron if they can.
I mean,
he forces a flash. He can't really close in.
Chammy just finds the knockup. Dugby might not be able to survive the. He is burning to the ignite. The last tick actually was from Joshi. I think the Leandris was the one that killed him.
Seems to be the case where Aaron has also managed to snatch away the buff. It's not too much of a deal. Where CERBERUS Esports just looking for that entry point. Calling in for Baron, but most of them are recommitting. They are all spotted out by Ward. Raw hoping to actually get the catch onto Y1, not the target that they should actually focus on towards.
The Scry Bloom also missed that ward, so bit of a reprieve for CES. But NIGMA Galaxy, they have all three Drakes. Insane buffs right now. I mean, someone needs to be able to kill off Chammy before anything major happens.
But it's so hard to do so.
Aaron,
he's just so slippery.
He's willing to take this fight for sure. Counter-Strike is there, but Y1 instantly flashes away. Wants no business. And with the arrow shot out, NGX now finds half a minute of just grace time to get things done.
Half a minute doesn't seem to be all too much time for CERBERUS Esports, where they couldn't really make the Baron call in time. 5v5s aren't so clear-cut for NIGMA Galaxy. Aaron has already gotten the Guardian Angel. He has a lot of wiggle room to play out with the rest of the front lines of CERBERUS Esports. Now they're already working on that Baron. We see Y1 on the push.
Does CS know about this? They have that hawk shot. They have the arrow. It checks. And it actually lands onto Joshi. That is the jungler, forced to go golden in the blink of an eye. Joshi flashes away. The Baron is very low. CS, do they want to resume aggro? It seems like they cannot do this because they just lost BMM. Aaron and Chammy finds the right target and also caught Melly. The taunt right on the edge.
But the base
Melly goes right down. The base is in danger, and Y1, He wants to draw some attention, but if NGX wipes out the team of CES, maybe the
Chammy's
distraction
on it.
will not work. Chammy is on the case. He's back in the base. There is the Hullbreaker, but Chammy should be able to deal with this. An exhausted Aaron is still too big of a threat for Genza. And the only one left alive is Y1. And he cannot stand against Chammy. Yone absolutely demolishing CES. And NIGMA Galaxy have found that opening into CES space. No resistance at all. And the 2-1 score will favor NIGMA Galaxy in this grand finals.
It took too long for CERBERUS Esports to buy time for Y1. And time is not of the essence. NIGMA Galaxy won the team fight. And they are another step ahead of CERBERUS Esports. 2 more games for them to lift the trophy.